Okay. And she responds, and we keep scrolling, she was on her bed at 4:29 p.m.
Yes.
And then we scroll down more. She says, don't open for anyone.
Yes.
What's going on here? Why is she telling you not to open the door for anyone? Do you know?
I do not know. I just feel like there was like a bunch of like stories or like reasons why. It's never like clear why I couldn't open the door.
At this point in time, on January 28th at 4:30 p.m., had you heard of different versions of events of what happened to Gannon at this point?
Yes.
What version of events did you hear? Let me ask you, did you hear this from your mother?
Yes.
What did she tell you happened to Gannon at this time?
I had heard first that he was at a friend's house and then he was missing and then that he must have been with his friend's older brother. And then that's when she kept saying to me, like, after all that, she was just like, they're trying to frame me and people were thinking it's me.
Who is she referring to? Did she tell you when they say they are trying to frame me?
People in the groups. Remember her mentioning like the detectives were being weird, asking weird questions to her.
At this point in time, did you ever say, Mom, they just want to find Gannon. We're trying to find Gannon.
Right?
Did you ever say that to her?
Yes.
How did she respond to that?
I don't remember.
Did you have problems with confronting your mom on some of this information?
Yes.
Like why you have a rental car, where's your car, that kind of thing?
Yes.
At this time period, are you just going along with what your mom's telling you?
Yes.
You can go ahead and scroll down some more, please. You say at 4:30, if we can go down one more, where are you going? And she responds, I said I would text you in in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Would your mom usually tell you where she's at, what she's doing under normal circumstances?
Yes. We had like 360, so I could always look on there too.
Did you do that?
It wasn't on.
How do you know it wasn't on?
Because it'll say like nothing found, or it'll tell you.
So while you're asking where you're going and things like that, you're looking at her Life 360 app to see where she's at?
Yes.
It was shut down for whatever reason?
Yes.
Had that ever happened?
No.
You always been able to find your mom and vice versa. She find you, I take it?
Yes.
Based on this Life 360?
Yes.
Okay, we can go ahead and scroll down some more, please. Now you have the question mark symbol at 4:31 p.m. And she responds, something isn't right. I think they are hiding something.
Yes.
What was that all about? Do you know what she's talking about here?
She said that they were asking for like toothbrushes and like hairbrushes and stuff, so why would they need like DNA?
And you know that because lower in the text message, that's what she says, right?
Yes.
Okay. And did you help Albert get the toothbrush and things like that for the police?
I don't remember.
If we can go ahead and scroll down to January 28th at 4:33 p.m. You say, what do you think they're hiding? And did she respond to that text?
No.
And then if we scroll down, you have another question mark.
Yes.
And then at 4:50 p.m., you tell her Albert said you need to go where he is at.
Yes.
Remember that? What was that all about? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure they were both at like the police station.
Do you know whether your mom was at the police station or not?
I don't know for sure, but she said that she was.
Do you know that Albert was at the police station?
Yes.
When did she tell you she was at the police station?
I think when she got home.
And this was again on January 28th, 2020?
Yes.
And if we scroll down, you say it's been 10 minutes. What is that in reference to?
Because she said that she would text me in 10 minutes.
And her response is, we scroll down? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, H-U-H. And below that, if we scroll down, you say IDK. Is that for what?
I don't know.
EFT me and said you need to go there.
FT is FaceTime.
Okay. So did you have a conversation with Albert then at this time period?
Yes.
Was it clear to you that Albert was at the police station and your mom wasn't?
Yes.
Was it clear to you that they wanted your mom to go to the police station?
Yes.
And then if we scroll down, you do another question mark here at 5 p.m. Do you remember that?
Yes.
At 5:04 p.m., if we scroll down, your mother says, okay, I called them.
Yes.
And then she goes on to say, I'm talking to him to go. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not your mom actually talked to him or ever went to the police station on January 28, 2020?
I do not know.
If we can scroll down to January 28th at 5:22:53. You see that where your mom says Albert?
Yes.
And you say to go where? What are you referring to there?
Because in the previous message, she said I'm talking to him to go. And it was never clear what she meant.
Okay. And then if we scroll down, your mother says, they said I have to go back to the place. Do you know what she's talking about there?
No.
Do you know where your mother's at 5:24 p.m. on January 28th, 2020?
No.
And if we continue to scroll down, your mother says they are treating us crappy. Remember that?
Yes.
And you, if we go to the left, say, not sure what that means. It says emphasized in quotes, they are treating us crappy. Is that something you're typing out or what did you do?
No, it's like you can hold down the message and choose like a symbol.
So it's like a thumbs up thing?
Yeah.
Heart.
Yeah.
Those only ones I know. So you respond to her message somehow emphasizing they are treating us crappy.
Yes.
Were you being treated crappy?
No.
Were you under the impression at this time that your mom was being treated unfairly by the police?
Yes.
Is that what your mom wanted you to think?
Yes.
We can scroll down to January 28th at 5:27. Your mom's asking you, who is there with you? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And at this time, it's just you and Lena in the house. Is that how you respond?
Yes.
And if we scroll down, keep going, please. There we go. Back up. I'm sorry. She says, who was at the ring? And she says earlier. Do you know what that message was about?
No. And I said nobody was at the ring.
Did your mom have access to your doorbell camera on her phone?
Yes.
So you say nobody's at the ring. And then if we go down to January 28th at 5:28 p.m., your mom is now saying, what did Albert say to you?
Yes.
You know what that's in context of?
I guess when he called me.
Is it the FaceTime that we saw earlier that you talked about?
Yes.
And did you tell her what Albert had said to you?
Yes.
Can we scroll down, please? To tell you to come there, right?
Yes.
And then your mom responds, I told him this is nonsense to come there again.
Yes.
And now you're texting her at 5:45 p.m. that someone is here with pizza. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Why are you texting her about that?
Because she told me not to open the door.
And then she responds, it's pizza. And you say, do I open?
Yes.
Why did you have to ask your mom for permission to open the door to get some pizza?
Because she had told me originally to, and she would have watched the camera. I don't want to be in trouble.
Would there be consequences for you if you didn't follow what your mom's telling you to do?
Yes.
You gotta let me know when I can go right up to noon or.
So it's up to you. I was going to ask you to find a breaking point in the next 5 minutes or so.
Why don't we scroll down to January 28th at 6:12 p.m. and 55 seconds. Right there. Your mom says, what's going on there? You remember that?
Yes.
And if we scroll down, you say Albert's came and left. Wells back now.
Yes.
So what was going on with Albert? Was he coming and going from the house during this time frame?
Yeah, just like the police station or wherever he needed to go.
At this point, is your car still in the garage? You know.
Yes.
And is Albert driving his red Nissan truck?
Yes.
And your mom, you don't know if she's driving a rental or what vehicle she's driving?
Correct.
And you don't know where your mom's at still?
Correct.
Did you ever ask her, why don't you just tell me where you're at, Mom? I'm worried about you.
No. From her messages, I just assumed that she was at the police station.
And then if we scroll down, she asks you again. We can scroll down one more. She says, what's Albert? And then she says doing in the correction down below. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then she tells you at 6:24 p.m. on January 28th, they are asking me dumb questions. You remember that?
Yes.
Now, do you know where she's at when she sends this?
Thought she was at the police station.
And did you think she's there based on what she's telling you here?
Yes.
And then you respond, talking to the news because they're here. Is that when the film crew showed up that you talked about earlier?
Yes.
And were they in the front yard or where were they?
No, they came in the house.
How'd they get in the house?
I think Albert let them in.
Oh, so Albert was there at this point.
Yes.
Okay. And was he being interviewed by them or do you remember?
Yes.
Then at 6:31 p.m., your mom asked, is he still with the news? Do you remember that?
Yes.
You say they're about to leave. Is that right?
Yes.
Does anybody else know in the house that you're talking to your mom via text while all this is going on?
Think so, yeah.
Did Albert know you were in communication with your mom?
I don't know.
And is that why he's asking you to tell your mom to come down to the police station, that kind of thing?
Yes.
You know, this is a good time probably to stop for lunch if you like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our noon recess. If I can have everyone